Well, Jimmy, it's good to see you again after such a long break due to COVID.
You, Mike?
But can you tell me, how did you get into singing and reciting and stuff? Was it something that came from the family at the out before you were born, kind of thing? Were they all into it?
No, like 60 odd years ago, 65 years ago, there was no televisions in most pubs, and so at the end of the night there was usually a song or everybody done their party piece.
Right.
And it sort of developed from there.
Right.
Is that where you got your material from, or how did you get the material in the first place? Was it hearing other people?
Some of it had the written word, some of it just picking it up from other people. And well, many years ago, if I heard a song or a recitation a couple of times, I would have remembered it.
Right.
Which
That's impressive.
yeah, it was a big help. Have I go to learn one now, it takes a long time.
Yeah, and then you probably need to have the words written down.
Yeah, you do indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the background kind of style.
Yeah.
And what prompted you to learn particular recitations or songs?
Maybe just a line in them,
Right.
in a recitation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've wrote a few myself, and at that time the dog and I would have walked in the woods,
Right.
and I could have made up a poem
Yeah.
and remembered it and wrote it down when I come home.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But if I go over the words of one now, I wouldn't remember them till I got home. Well, I suppose I'm in my 80s now, so
I was wondering, we've not really talked about Doran's, and that's where I met you, was in Doran's, and you've obviously been going there for...
Donkeys.
yeah.
Before I got there.
Yes, we were. There was always good music, and the main thing was there was good order at that time,
Yeah.
and people got their chance to do their party piece,
Yeah.
and they were all interested in enjoying themselves and doing their own bit. So that's what attracted us to Doran's.
Yeah.
And I still love to be going a Saturday night, but
Yeah.
circumstances have changed and a different clientele.
And I wondered, how many years ago did you start going there, would you say?
I would say about 25.
Presumably Peter Doran was still
No,
around
Peter
then,
was gone at that time.
Was he?
Yeah, I think it was shortly after maybe Peter's demise that
Right,
he started going.
right. And who was the man of the house?
Oh,
Running it?
it would have been Cormac. Cormac was there from he was
All
very,
right,
very
Cormac
young.
McKay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And Paddy Woods, his father.
All right.
Old Paddy, as we called him.
Yeah.
And he had a great selection of stuff, old time music and songs.
Yeah.
And he played a button keyed accordion.
So he and Cormac would be duetting together.
Yeah. And they were there. Paddy's father was very punctual. He
Yeah.
used to be there early at night,
Yeah.
and he didn't want it to be bedtime before it got started, kind of style.
And when did Kieran come along? Was that relatively recently?
Yes, being the man of the house relatively recently, but he would have dropped down occasionally.
Because that's my first memory of being there, was Kieran being the man
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Cormac being, well, the musician that
Yeah,
kept things going.
yeah. Well, you see, Cormac had been away, obviously rearing the family and what have he. He hadn't been fit to give it the same attention.
Yeah.
And Kieran would have been there then, and he looked after things.